Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. First of all, thank you so much for all the love and all the positive feedback from my recent videos where I've opened up talking about how I feel about my shopping journey through the last couple of years and just kind of reflecting on how I feel about my spending and my consumption. One of you wrote in your comments that it sounds like I'm repulsed by shopping, and that is absolutely not the case. I still very much enjoy shopping. I still love looking at eye candy. I will still continue to look at other influencers and YouTube videos just for fun because I've been doing that even before I started my YouTube channel. But I am going to be more measured and just balanced. That's what I'm looking to do. And I talked about recently kind of filling up my collection, and now I'm feeling full, right? Sort of like when we eat, you feel really full, and I'm in this digestion process where I'm literally just pausing to digest and enjoy the items that I have versus continuing to consume. And doesn't mean I'm not going to shop. It doesn't mean I'm not going to eventually add some things or maybe swap out some things, but I'm really slowing down because when you feel abundant, really there is no need to seek out more, right? So that's how I'm feeling today. But in this video, I want to talk about Chanel in particular. I had mentioned recently that I am no longer going to purchase any more Chanel bags, specifically Chanel Classic flat bags, but also just I don't think I'm going to be adding any more Chanel bags in general. And a lot of you had asked me to make a dedicated video on this topic and kind of curious as to what my thought process is. So I will talk about it. There are 5 reasons why I am not planning to buy any more Chanel bags. As you can see here, I've got 8 goodies sitting out here, and I really do think they're absolute beauties, but this is a lot for me. When I first bought my Chanel bag, back in, I forgot what year it was. It might have been 2004, 2005, maybe 2006. Anyway, I was quite young at the time. I was in my 20s, and I bought a white Chanel Rodeo Drive hobo bag, and it was absolutely gorgeous. It was like a cream color with bright yellow hardware, and it was a stunner. I mean, it looks so luxurious. But in about a 10-year time span, I used it maybe 2 or 3 times. I was quite intimidated by it, especially because it was this cream whitish color, but also because it just didn't fit what I was going through at the time in my 20s and early 30s, transitioning to become a wife and a mother, and I just didn't have a lot of use for it. So long story short, many of you know that I actually sold that back to Fashionphile a couple of years ago, and that was that. Then I kind of restarted my Chanel shopping process after a very long break. I think it was like a 15-year break from that first bag until I bought this one here in 2019, and this is the Chanel wallet on chain, right? We are very familiar with this bag. I show it a lot on this channel, and I remember thinking and also saying on this channel, like, I'm happy to just have one, just quote unquote. There are some people out there who hope to own one thing from Chanel at some point in their lifetime, and here I am saying I've got just one. I mean, just one is still a lot. It's a high-end, expensive, non-essential luxury item, and I'm able to own it and enjoy it happily with no burdens, debt-free and all of that. You guys know my situation. So I got this and I was so happy, and then I don't know, the floodgates just sort of opened, and many of you asked me, do you think it's because of your YouTube channel that you wound up buying more in 2020 and also 2021? And it is quite possible. I mean, I could really name so many excuses. I can blame YouTube. I can blame the pandemic and being cooped up and just doing a lot of online shopping. I can blame boredom. But the reality is it's probably an amalgamation of many different reasons, including the fact that my income continues to go up. So my discretionary excess income is becoming more comfortable for me, and I can spend it. But then I tell myself at this point, just because I have the money doesn't mean I need to spend it, right? And this is for a whole nother video, but you guys also know how I feel about saving and investing. And despite how much shopping I've done in the last year, I still save a whole lot more. My saving definitely far outweighs my shopping or spending, so that at least gives me some peace of mind. That's just my own personal philosophy. Not everybody has to live by that, but that's just how I've been. I'm fairly conservative with my money, even though it may not look like it. Anyway, I'm sort of going all over the place, but let me get to the point in terms of why no more Chanel specifically. I don't know if you are familiar with the law of diminishing returns, but basically that is kind of how I feel if you're familiar with that concept. When I first got my walk, or when I got my first classic flap, let me grab it and show you. This one here, this is a vintage beauty. I was so over the moon happy. I mean, there's the natural endorphin hit of acquiring something new, which, you know, is always a little bit of a dangerous thing. We get this high when we buy something new, but at the end of the day, I was happy to have one classic flap, and I was like, I'm done. And then honestly, like I said, the floodgates opened, and I continued to buy more and more. And I don't really have regrets, because you know that the ones that I regret buying, I have already let go. I'm pretty quick to cut things loose if they're not working for me. I don't like to, you know, hoard or anything like that. But yeah, it was a very fast journey to getting to this point. And, you know, it makes me pause and kind of reflect. And it does feel like the law of diminishing returns, meaning just because I have more now does not mean I am any happier or any more excited. Sorry, there's like some motorcycle passing through. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but like this one made me really happy. This one made me really happy, right? And then spreading out that happiness, I guess it just sort of like, you know, it's like peanut butter. You spread it all around, and now it's sort of all through these pieces, but it's not like the level of happiness for material items has gone up. Do you know what I mean? I feel like there's a cap, thus the law of diminishing returns. I hope that makes sense. So that's really my number one reason. The quantity is not doing anything for me. If I were to double this, for example, and have now 15 Chanel pieces next year, I certainly wouldn't be any happier. And I, in fact, think that I might be stressed and overwhelmed and annoyed with myself for having to maintain so many items. So definitely that's one of the reasons that is sort of pulling me back and preventing me from wanting to add any more Chanel bags. As you can see, I have plenty. I may not have as much as some other people, but I think I have a lot for my standards. The second reason is very simple. A lot of you have referred to me as a minimalist. I have sometimes referred to myself as an aspiring minimalist, but let's be honest, in this consumeristic society, especially in America, it is very difficult, very, very difficult to be a true minimalist. I don't think I can really call myself a minimalist in any real way. I have a minimalist style or aesthetic or preference for things, and I like to declutter and curate. But come on, I'm not a true minimalist, right? So I'm going to call myself a realist. And because I am a realist, that's one of the other reasons why I'm not going to buy any more Chanel. Realistically, how many times can I use these bags in a lifetime, in a week, in a month? Okay, right here already is more than a week's worth. If I were to rotate through these once a day and change them out once a day, and I do like to rotate my bags, but I mean, seriously, every day if I were to switch a Chanel bag and not even consider any of the other bags in my collection that are non-Chanel, like how long would it take me to kind of cycle through these and really make it worth it? And this isn't even about like cost per wear or the value. It's just literally like the practical use of the things that I have. I don't love the idea of things just kind of sitting idle, because why? You know, it's just another thing for me to hold on to and maintain. No, I want to be able to use it, enjoy it, wear it, right? So this right here is already a lot for me to cycle through. And so realistically adding more is just not going to be very wise for me. So that's reason number 2. Then moving on to reason number 3, I'll be really frank here, and I don't think anyone is going to be surprised. I am really sick and tired of all the quality issues from Chanel. I know that it's not the case for every piece, but specifically for the classics, there are a lot of quality issues, and we all are very much aware of the quality decline. Now, to be fair, it's not just Chanel. Okay, we've seen quality declines in materials of all types of goods, clothing, shoes, and there are a lot of reasons for this, but let's say over the last decade or two, we've seen a decline and also an impact on prices. And in Chanel's case specifically, when it comes to classic flaps, which is kind of my favorite, or, you know, the mini style, right? These are my favorites. I'm tired because you guys know, if you started watching my channel early on, I bought 2 of these in the boutique a couple years ago, and I had to return them right away because of defects, and that was deeply disappointing. That is actually how I wound up getting this pre-loved. I had never shopped really pre-loved much before until these 2 here, and I got them on Fashion File. So this one here is a vintage, it's a 6 series, 20 years old lambskin. It's gorgeous, but it was sort of a roundabout way because I couldn't find a high quality, well-made Chanel classic flap in the boutique. I was like, forget it, and I was almost about to give up, and then I wound up going vintage, and vintage does have superior quality. I mean, that's just kind of a known fact. The stitching, the craftsmanship, the symmetry, all of that. Some of the bags are imperfect. There's no real perfect bag out there. Hopefully you're not looking for that, but perfect in your own eyes, right? Like as long as there's nothing really weird sticking out. So I'm tired because I've received so many messages from so many of you here and also on my Instagram saying that you bought your dream classic flap and then you discover something was wrong with it, and then now you have to return it, or you're really frustrated because now you're outside the return window but you discovered that, you know, something's crooked, or there's a pop stitch, or there's a stitch missing, or the lining is all screwed up and bubbled. Like there's so many different things going on, right? So that's really disappointing. And I guess because I have multiple pieces now from Chanel, I don't really have the tolerance anymore to keep looking through the bags to make sure that they're up to par. So as an example, this one here, the beige Claire, is the last one that I purchased, and this was directly from the boutique. So let me just grab it. So this one, I mean, it's a beauty. It's a classic, beautiful bag, and the color combination is really gorgeous. But I had to look at several, okay? And I looked at several before the visit that I purchased this too, because like I said, it's kind of a known fact that if you look carefully enough, you're going to find an issue. Now, in this case, this felt good enough to me in my eyes. But is it perfect? Probably not, right? So it's like, I don't like to have to examine and inspect and question and then fret to see if like there's anything going on with the bag before I purchase it, or even after I purchase it. Are there issues? Do I need to return it? Like, should I be worried? You know, I don't like that feeling. If this is a high-end brand, which it is, they really need to do the vetting, and the quality control needs to be higher. And I could probably say the same for some of the other brands. So this is not specific to Chanel, but since this video is dedicated to why I'm not going to be buying any more Chanel bags, I had to explain myself. So that's reason number 3. It's really about the quality. And then reason number 4 is, do you feel like, I don't know, do you feel like the price increases are just becoming a normal thing now? Because to me, and I was talking to my friend about this, she mentioned that she feels like she's getting desensitized on, you know, with the price increases. And I think that's the perfect way to explain it. So all of these bags that I got, some pre-loved, some brand new, like these ones here, this filigree walk, the mini over there. This one is really an SLG. It's like a tweed large O case pouch, but I use it as a clutch. These were new. The jumbo was pre-loved, the walk and the vintage were pre-loved, as I said, and then this one was new, as I said. So it's a mixed bag, but all of the bags here, except for this new one from the boutique that I got recently, all of the other ones were under $4,000. Okay, not including taxes, all under $4,000. Then this one jumped, meaning I paid $6,800 plus tax, so over $7,000 from the boutique. Now, this again is not really just about the money, because sometimes people think like, oh, is it because you can't afford the higher price? This is not about money or affordability. You guys know my financial situation. This is about worth. So to me, this bag was about half the price of this bag. But which one is worth more to me? Like, which one do I wear more? Which one do I like more? I don't know. Like, that's just something to think about, right? Or, for example, the caramel mini back there is one of my favorites, but it was half the price of this practically, and I wear it a whole lot more. So I feel like I'm becoming desensitized by the price jumps and feeling like, oh, it was 5,000. Oh, now it's 7,000. Oh, no, it's 8,800. And it's going to be 10,000. It's kind of like it is what it is. And most of us just, if we really like the brand, we just sort of suck it up. And if we can pay for it, we will. And I don't like that because it's similar to lifestyle inflation. Like it just keeps climbing and climbing. And then at what point do you stop and go, you know what? I'm totally abundant and happy and I don't need any more. So I don't like the fact that I am becoming desensitized. And the price increases are going to keep coming and coming and coming. And I really want to pause and be like, is this worth it to me? So last reason, number 5, it's a more fun reason. And this is going to lead into the type of content I'm probably going to focus on for 2022, but we'll see. I really want to explore different brands, up and coming brands, new brands, lesser known brands. You guys know, in particular, I also enjoy finding New York based brands. You guys know I'm a big fan of Coach. That's clearly not like a lesser known or up and coming, but I do like Coach. And I think some of you are surprised by that, but I don't discriminate when it comes to handbags. If I like the quality and I like the look, I'm going for it, right? So I do like Coach. And there are other brands that I just want to explore. And there are other types of accessories besides handbags. So here's one thing I want to show you. This was very popular when I posted it on my Instagram and also on my YouTube community page. You guys were really interested. This one here, this was a gift by my friend. And it's just like this adorable, water resistant, like rubbery phone holder. But it's also like a little case and bag. It's I don't know how to describe it, but it's very like Chanel-esque. It's kind of like Chanel meets Salvatore Ferragamo with this little lock here. So my phone fits in it. It's made for iPhones only. I know some of you were disappointed that they didn't have the Android versions. I don't know why they don't make them in Android. But I asked my friend, like I said, she gifted this to me, and I asked her where did she find it, and she sent me the link. So I did link it in my YouTube community page, and I'll link it again down below in my description box. I think it's like $20 or something. It's really, really awesome. I wear this so much for travel because I put my phone in here, which I'm filming with at the moment, so I can't show you, but my phone goes in here. Super snug, very secure. I wear this crossbody. You can also remove this, and you can also adjust it based on your height. So there's 3 links on each side, so you can adjust it based on how long you want it to be. And then this is so awesome because you open it up, and then I usually put my hotel key card and my credit card in there when I'm traveling. Just recently we were on a resort for a week, and this is literally all I used. And then I was tempted when I got home to order one in like every color, like a white one, a pink one, a blue one. And then I thought, no. You just started reflecting on your shopping journey, and why do you need more, right? So I'm not going to order more because I love this. And unless this like breaks or rips or gets lost, I don't need 2-3 other colors. This is perfect for me. So really thankful for my friend. She always finds these cute little things. And I don't know, I want to discover these kinds of things and then share them with you. You know, they're just alternatives to the mainstream designer items, and they're also more affordable, more accessible. And also, I know that in the beginning of my YouTube channel, I shared other kinds of brands. I shared like this bag, I don't have it in front of me, this bag that I got in Barcelona, Spain that I adore, and it's not designer or brand name, but it's so cute, and many of you were interested in it. So I want to share those kinds of finds, and I'm not going to go out and intentionally buy things just to show you. I've never really been into that because it's not worth my time or my money to do that. But if I do discover things genuinely that I think are really cute and I'm loving it and I'm enjoying it, then I want to show you. So I'm probably going to just move away from some of the mainstream, and I'm not knocking the mainstream. Hey, I am a consumer. I've bought into it for years now, and I have, you know, a plentiful collection. But I personally am at a point where I feel like I have enough, more than enough, and so I don't want to keep adding the same. So I'm ready to explore and discover other things. And I hope if you're at that point in your journey, or if you're just, you know, not really into designer, or you're sick and tired of the issues with designer, or you too have plenty, that you'll come along for the journey with me in 2022, because I'm really excited. And I hope these 5 reasons that I shared with you make sense and that they resonate. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel and you enjoy this type of content, I would love for you to subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.